Brenda Green, and welcome back to Living in the Go. So today I'm talking to you about sugar. And are you a sugar addict? More than likely you are. Sugar consumption in this country and around the world is huge, and it can be a contributing factor to a lot of our health issues. Did you know that the high sugar content that's given to children has been studied, and the results of that say that sometimes that leads to depression in children, it leads to ADD, it leads to obesity, all kind of health issues for children because of the amount of sugar that they're eating. I think for adults it's supposed to be a minimum of 6 teaspoons of sugar a day. In some of the kids' cereals, if you look at it, they're getting like 40% of sugar in their morning cereals and their orange juice and whatever, and that's way beyond. In fact, for adults it's 6 teaspoons, but for children it should be like a third of that. So they're getting way too much sugar consumption. As a result, a lot of health issues, things that we had never seen before. But I did a little research and I found out, and this is it was astonishing to me, that back in the 60s, the sugar industry, they were a little corrupt, like probably still a little corrupt. But in 1965, they paid to get false data from different universities and studies that they did. They paid them $50,000 to ensure that they would say that sugar was not a contributor to health issues, that fat was the reason that people were having so much trauma to their bodies, so much health issues, obesity, diabetes, and all that. So they paid them to say that it was not sugar, that it was fat, and that was a lie. And it was known back then, but nobody did anything about it because the sugar industry, the food industry really, the lobbies for that are huge, they're massive, and they are the ones that control what we put into our bodies. And a lot of things are hidden from us. We don't know. That's why I always say try to eat whole foods. I mean, at least it's a good starting point. But when you're eating packaged foods, there's a lot of things that go in there that they don't really tell you about. And if you're not a savvy consumer, you don't know what those labels really mean. So sugar, it's a thing, it's out there. Are you a sugar addict? I know sometimes we like a sweet here or there, but I promise you, if you try to eliminate or remove some of the sugars in your diet, you'll be better off for it. What they also found when they did the research, because they studied some children and they took sugar out of their diets, in the first few days when they did that, the kids went into withdrawal from the sugar. Their mood swings, their behavior was off the charts. Within a few days it mellowed out, but for those first few days it was torture for the kids and for their parents. So that tells you right there is something in sugar, it triggers things. They've studied it, they've looked at the brain when you get a lot of sugar. You look at your own self when you eat too many sweets and how you feel. It causes skin irritations, acne, all of that. So again, sugar, are you an addict? And what can you do about it? It's totally in your control to look at what you're eating, to figure out what's good for you and what isn't. So just a little bit of information. I hope that helps.